Welcome back to the Eric Krown crypto channel, wishing you a happy healthy start to this nice Saturday morning over here from actually a bright and sunny Helsinki, Finland. So summer is underway and there's actually plenty to discuss right now with Bitcoin, as I wanted to follow up yet again on the higher term time frame ideas as we get the weekly closure for CME, how that kind of influences things for the week to come, and also the major signals that we've been looking at. So without further ado, let's just jump into it right now. As always, I should probably remind myself to talk about Instagram, as I have been uploading there like a madman recently. So you may or may not be interested in that, as there is, mostly trading related content. All right, sweet. So let's start it off right over here. This is the weekly PMARP mean reversion signal that we've been looking at basically ever since June, which of course takes a lot of patience. Obviously, when we're talking about a weekly signal, it's naturally going to take a lot of time. But in this case right here, I wanted to first explain the signal, which is looking at extreme lows on the PMARP indicator, which is this baby right here. So what is PMARP? It essentially measures the distance from price action that my specified moving average is, which is a 20 VWMA with 100 look back for this particular analysis. Not always like that actually, but for this particular analysis seems to work pretty damn well. And essentially, anytime that we have seen extreme lows, which are defined as below 2 percentile, not the expansion phase, but the rebounds from those levels going through the full history of Bitcoin, I'm talking all the way back to the genesis, has led to an average historical mean reversion play of 59%, done over the course of just over 53 days. The reason why I called this one out is for two reasons. First and foremost, we are basically at that average days level for right now. So again, this signal basically started in early June off of the current lows, and to where we're currently at right now, 56 days. So basically right bang on that average. Now, of course, there's going to be some variance within that measurement. There's going to be some that are above, some that are below. This one's obviously going to be, above that mean, but the reason why that is relevant is because it does tell us that, hey, while this rally probably does have a little bit more legs, it is time to be a little more cautious if you're looking at the signal that we spoke about, again, nearly 2 months ago now. So moving on to the next thing, the actual historical reversion play of 59%. That does suggest that we could see a little bit more. From bottom to top thus far, we've seen a pretty comparable move, I'd say, 43%, pretty damn good. Definitely rather impressive, I'd say, for a bear market rally, as it seems like there's a very strong consensus that this is a bear market rally, and I've kind of let my opinions be known about that, but it is just interesting to see that. It does really feel like one of those times where everyone is thinking the same thing, right? But everyone's saying everyone's bullish, so I'm bearish, but everyone's bearish saying that. I don't know. Anyways, let me know if you agree with that, if you kind of see the same things. Maybe I'm just stuck in my own echo chambers. All right, so sweet. So we got this one out over here. Again, as far as the days go, we're wrapping that one up. It's like we're getting closer and closer, obviously. And as far as the historical reversion goes, we played out about 44% of that move already. 59% obviously would put Bitcoin, significantly higher, closer to about 28, maybe even 29,000 bucks. I do think that area is rather interesting. Simply because if we do take a actual fib retracement from the last Dumbola to where we're at right now, the 618 would be coming in right around about 26,000 bucks. And the 786 would actually be right, basically on that reversion historical play of about $28,500. The thing that's also interesting about that, if we go over here, is that would also be a daily CME gap that we did see from the gap down move from 10th of June, actually, when Bitcoin tumbled from about 30,000 to our current lows of 18 or so thousand. Anyways, the next signal is the one that we've been really banging on for the past couple of weeks here. This is the daily This is the daily stochastic versus volatility signal right here. Volatility represented by this moving metric that my cursor is currently on. That is the volatility of stochastic momentum, and then obviously this is the stochastic momentum oscillator right here. Anytime that we have seen this one get to extreme lows, which essentially is just these extremely low levels right here on the actual volatility component of this indicator, the expansion phase from those extreme lows has led to an average move of about 28.85% from the signal given. The average days taken from that signal given to the next high or low has been about just over 10 days. So, happens rather fast. And the stochastic momentum oscillator has gone the correct direction on that volatility expansion just under 89% of the time. It looks like it's going to work yet again here. So we did get a signal, actually. We did get a signal officially on the 10th of August. We see officially volatility expanding right here, which essentially confirms the signal. And obviously the stochastic momentum oscillator is pointed to the upside and in the bullish control zone. So the likelihood, the probabilities do remain in favor favor of the boo laws here as far as this goes. As does this chart over here, of course. So, taking that signal given to where we're at right now, or well, not where we're at, but, taking the average move of that and applying it to when the signal was given, that would put Bitcoin, guess where? About 29,000 bucks. Again, at the top side of that gap bola right there, also around the 786 Fibonacci retracement on this particular chart. And so we can start to come up with ranges if Bitcoin does start to really break out here. Again, looking somewhere between about $28,000 to $29,000, perhaps, within the next 10 to 14 days or so. Keep in mind that this signal was fired off on the 10th/11th of August. So, that put us into basically end of August here, which kind of does make sense if this one is going to continue. So again, as long as this condition is met where the stochastic momentum oscillator remains with upside posturing, I do look for this one to continue to the upside, or at least statistically speaking, it's more likely to. And in this case, this pivot was yet again met with yesterday's closure. The problem with this, however, is that CME obviously does not trade over the weekend. So there's we don't know the new magical number for right now. We'll have to wait until Sunday CME open, and then realistically, I'm not going to do a video until Monday morning, so I'll update then, probably first on Instagram. Actually, it's just easier to kind of shoot out a story right there. All right, sweet. So looking at that again, this is, I would say, a particular interest right here. Now, taking this even one step further, I wanted to bring out this signal yet again. This is from yesterday's video, actually, and this is the daily BBWP. So this is another volatility indicator over here. Takes it from a different metric than the stochastic volatility that we looked at earlier on the past chart. But in this case, we're hitting extreme lows here on CME BBWP, comparable to what we saw in June, comparable to what we saw in May, December, November, September, all of these major moves, of which, has been an average move about 25 and almost 0.25% right there, done over the course of, just over 14 days, just over 2 weeks. So again, we're finding multiple confluences suggesting that, we're probably looking at a big move over the next 10 to 14 days, probably somewhere to the tune of 20 to 30% ish, just rounding here, by the way. And well, that's, I would say, interesting, or at least I think it's interesting. So again, if we play around with numbers here, keeping in mind that this chart specifically, however, does not have a directional bias. The prior two did to the upside. We could say that this chart, the strong move is already, very likely played out. This one over here, obviously still going as long as the momentum pivot is hit. And then this one over here, again, direction neutral. But if we were to take again that average move from our current area, 25% puts Bitcoin where? About 28,000 bucks. Again, it is direction neutral in this case, and you could argue that potentially some bearish divergence is forming right here between this peak in 20th of July and this potential one right here, but this is not a confirmed local high as of right now. And with the way that spot price action is acting, well, it's not going to be if it opens up, especially above basically here or higher tomorrow. So going to be a long day left to go, obviously, but we already looked at the upside. We should look at the downside as well, and then talk about confirming factors for that. But 25% to the downside would put Bitcoin basically at the current low, 18,500 bucks. Again, keep in mind that there's going to be variance there, so that means that some are going to be higher, some are going to be lower. And I am about to get hit on a trade, which, oh man, I want this one, and I've been waiting, but whatever. All right. It's all for the video today. It's all for the video. Usually I don't trade on the weekends, but this was kind of a bit of a berry that I just, I wanted it, man. Anyways, okay, sweet. So yes, we've called out that. We've called out that. Over the weekends, as usual, I really don't trust short-term time frame price analysis. We can, quickly go over it. Obviously, Bitcoin does have, this last little peak that we did see from the 11th of August. That was 24,929 on Coinbase. If Bitcoin closed above there, do I look for the next move up, north of 25,000 bucks, probably towards 25,500? Likely yes. By the same token, until that happens, I wouldn't necessarily be looking for that short-term continuation. And I'd really like to see that move ideally happen, during the real trading week, not over the weekends. Although it wouldn't be uncharacteristic to actually have a breakout in the same direction as the daily trend over the weekend. So that is, certainly a possibility here. Where do the bears start to win over? That's the real question that I think might be of interest to many people out there. Well, where do the bears take over? Basically below yesterday's low at about 23,700. 700 or so. Below there, that's when I would start to call this a major massive bull trap, and major downside targets to emerge after that. But for right now, based off of the prior charts, the probabilities still remain in favor of the boo laws here. I guess we could very briefly go over short-term stochastic momentum. Daily will continue to move to the upside on spot price action as long as Bitcoin's closed above 24,250. 12-hour will be also moving to the upside as long as Bitcoin's above 24,250, same number right there. 6-hour is also going to be upside as long as Bitcoin's above 24, and 4-hour is also going to be posture to the upside as long as Bitcoin's above 24,200. So we see a lot of kind of time frames in concert here. Hourly is going to be turning down below about 24,850. So, did Bitcoin find a short-term local high? Probably yes. Probably consolidates a little bit here, but that's okay. Or at least for the boo laws right now. And, Bitcoin wants to pull back a little bit, can easily pull back down to like 24.4, 24.5, something like that is completely fine. And, no, that's right. I keep on seeing the price action over here, and I realize I don't even have my thingy open. Anyways, that's a good place for me to leave off on this video. I should probably remind myself to talk about Bybit options because I've been releasing an options one-on-one playlist recently, and I'll be continuing to slowly release more content for that over the next week until the series is complete. And what should I say about that? Yeah, they're offering 50% off of their transaction fees if you use the link in the description below. Also, Funded Futures Network, which is actually one of the founders is actually a member of this community, is essentially offering to fund you if you can prove that you are a successful trader. So there's also a link to that in the description below with more details. So sweet. I'll be signing off there. Take care, much love, and see you hopefully soon.